Hello, this is an informational video on how to register to vote while you're in Santa Clara County Jail. This video has been developed in collaboration by the Santa Clara County Office of Women's Policy, Division of Equity and Social Justice, along with our Commission on the Status of Women, League of Women Voters, and the Office of the Registrar of Voters. I would like to also thank the Office of the County of Santa Clara Sheriffs for having worked with us to get this informational video into all the jails in Santa Clara County because we cannot come to you right now due to the pandemic. I'm going to turn it over to our speakers now.
I'm Natalie, and I'm the Outreach Coordinator for Santa Clara County Register of Voters.
I'm Shay Franco-Clausen, Chair of the Commission on the Status of Women here in Santa Clara County.
I'm Kathy, Co-Chair of Voter Services for the League of Women Voters of Palo Alto.
And I'm Quetzal with the Office of Women's Policy.
The League of Women Voters exists to spread democracy by registering and educating voters and protecting the right to vote. We've been around for 100 years since women first got the right to vote, and we are nonpartisan. We do not endorse candidates or parties. That means we don't care for whom you vote, we only care that you vote. Why should you vote? Watch this short video.
You say vote. If someone says, democracy is a sham, those people don't speak for me, the system is rigged. You say vote. Someone says, well, it doesn't make a difference. This state is red, that state's blue, this thing's already a lock. You say vote. Someone says, hey, I'm making a statement by not voting. And then you say, well, I can't hear it. This is not about the White House. This is about your house. If you're not registered to vote, you can't sit on a jury. You can't choose your mayor. You can't choose your city council. You can't even choose your district attorney. You can't decide which measures will help your family and community and which will put them at risk. This government was designed to be changed. You can either make that change or you can take what little they give you. Democracy is not a sham. It's a job. It's our job. And it took too goddamn long to get it, to just let it slide. You say vote because there are people who still don't want you to.
Your vote matters. In our democracy, everyone has a voice, and our vote is our voice. If we don't vote, we are silent, and our silence means others' voices are counted more than ours.
So if you're eligible to vote, we hope you will register to vote and become a voter. Who's eligible? If you're 18 years old on election day and a citizen of the United States, you have the right to vote unless you have been declared mentally incompetent by a court, or you are currently in a state or federal prison for the conviction of a felony. Remember, our vote is a fundamental right and cannot be taken away easily. So we must exercise it and protect it.
So you still have the precious right to vote, even if you are in county jail or serving a misdemeanor sentence, even if you're in county jail because jail time is a condition of probation, even if you're in county jail awaiting trial, even if you are serving a felony jail sentence in county jail. And after you're released from jail, you still have the right to vote if you are on probation, on mandatory supervision, on post-release community supervision, on federal supervised release, or if you are a person with a juvenile wardship adjudication. If you are unsure about your eligibility to vote, talk to a rehabilitation officer in your jail. As this slide shows, if you are convicted of a felony that carries a state or federal sentence and you are serving time in county jail, you do not currently have the right to vote.
You will, however, regain your right to vote after you've completed your sentence. Just remember to re-register to vote at that time. Once you are confident that you have the right to vote, the next step is to register to vote. If you are already registered but need to change your mailing address, the easiest way to do that is to re-register. And even if you never registered, now is a great time to do so. The rehabilitation officer in your jail can provide you with the voter registration form and will deliver it to the registrar of voters on your behalf.
The voter registration form is pretty straightforward. To fill it out, you will need to ask jail staff to provide you with an approved blue or black pen, and you will need to return the pen when you are done. In the first box, you must check a box stating whether or not you are a US citizen, and you must be over 18 to vote. Next, in box 2, enter your full legal name, including your middle name, if you use one. Box 3, on the next slide, asks for your birth date, your state or country of birth, and for either a driver's license number or California ID, or the last 4 digits of your social security number. It will be helpful if you have at least one of those pieces of identification handy before you sit down to complete the form. If you don't have either, you can still register. Just leave these sections blank.
For people who are incarcerated, sometimes the most confusing part of the voter registration form is the address section. All ballots will be sent to voters through the mail, so it is important to get this right in order to receive your ballot on time. The form asks for both a home address and a mailing address. In box 4, you should enter your home address, where you physically live when you are not in jail. P.O. boxes and business addresses are not valid here. If you do not have a street address or expect to be unhoused when released from jail, you can give an exact description of where you live in this field. For example, cross streets, route numbers, bridges, or other landmarks. This information is important because it determines what elections you can vote in, whether for candidates for San Jose City Council or Mountain View School Board, for example. Box 5 asks for your mailing address. Ballots will be mailed to voters, so if you expect to be in jail this year, we suggest that you enter the address, including your PFN, that you use to receive mail in jail.
If you expect to be released, you may want to receive your vote by mail ballot somewhere else other than jail. So you will need to provide a mailing address where you want to receive your ballot. For some, the resident and mailing address might be the same. Others might use a P.O. box for mailing address. Either way, be sure to include some kind of mailing address so that you receive your ballot. For box 6, if you've been previously registered to vote, please enter the address where you were registered. If you do not recall the address, you can leave that section blank. The voter registration form asks in box 7 if you would like to receive your ballot by mail. And Santa Clara County voters starting in 2020 will always receive vote by mail ballots. So you should simply check yes in box 7.
Box 8 on the form offers you an option to state your party preference, selecting from a list of 6 parties, or you can select no party preference. This is entirely your decision and usually depends on a person's political leanings. If you aren't sure what party to choose, the no party preference is a reasonable option. It is also worth noting that selecting a party only matters in California for presidential primaries. Finally, please remember, you can always change your party preference. This is not set in stone. If you wish, in box 9, you can request that your ballot and other voting materials be provided in a language other than English. The final step in completing the voter registration form is to sign and date it in box 10. Note that you are signing under penalty of perjury that the information on the form is true and correct. Then tear off the tab at the bottom of the form and keep it as a receipt.
After you've completed the form, give it to a rehabilitation officer at the jail who will make sure it is returned to the registrar's office. Congratulations on taking this important step towards becoming a registered voter. You can vote anytime after the ballots are received at the facility, and the jail deputies distribute the ballots to inmates. You will need a jail-approved blue or black ink pen to use when filling out the ballot, and deputies will provide these at appropriate times.
To vote, make your selections on your ballot using blue or black ink. Insert the ballot in the envelope provided, sign the back of the envelope with the same signature you used on your voter registration form, and return it to a jail deputy who will make sure it is mailed or delivered to the registrar of voters.
And remember, if you have any questions, you can always call 1-866-430-VOTE or 1-866-430-8683. Thank you.